What's up, everybody? This is your boy Black Makers, and yes, we're back. We are back. Sharpshootin podcast is back. Pete, say hello to the people.
What is up, everyone? Glad to be back. We've been gone for a while, and yet on my end, there's been some personal things. So I'm glad that we're back in time for WrestleMania. All things have cleared up. My schedule's ready to go. I just want to talk WrestleMania.
Yeah, we've both been having like some craziness going on, and I missed you, Pete. I'm glad everything's going okay. It's been a while since me and Pete talked, period. So glad to get a chance to talk to Pete. I'm glad everything is going better. And glad to be back doing the podcast because it's been, I think, March 3rd was the last one that we did. So
Yeah,
it's been a
it,
good while. It's been a good while, but not a whole lot to talk about, thankfully, because WWE has pretty much been doing a shitty job of this whole build up towards WrestleMania. So we could mostly focus on WrestleMania, but we're going to talk a little bit about the last Raw because that's supposed to be the biggest Raw of the year, the Raw before WrestleMania, and that's where you're supposed to get everybody hyped for the new pay-per-view. And I have to say, I'm not that hyped. How about you?
uh, not really overall hype. Like, I'm not going in ecstatic for WrestleMania, but I mean, there's a few matches that are catching my eye that are keeping me interested. But that Raw did nothing for most matches. Just kind of stayed the same.
Yeah, I guess for me the high points were, of course, Sting. You got to see Sting get in, cut a little promo, and mix it up a little bit with Triple H to get everybody ready for that match. Kind of
That
wish they
that
would have had to do more though.
yeah, that promo was not too bad. Like, it was pretty weird hearing Sting speak, just because I didn't expect it when he came out. I was just like, what's going on? Like, what's he doing? Usually he just appears, but no, that promo was good, and the whole thing with Stephanie McMahon and then Triple H coming out. I thought it would have been better if they kind of attacked each other. Like, that could have
Yeah,
been cooler. But the build's there. Definitely looking forward to that match. Triple H plays such a good heel.
he does.
Always such a good heel.
He's very, very good at that. But yeah, I kind of wish they would have kind of went at it a bit. Not a long time. I know they want to save something for WrestleMania, but I would have hoped like they would have had a little more of a confrontation. Instead, we had him pretty much beat up J&J Security because that's what they're there for, you know.
Yeah, that's so true. But yes, Sting did. He's actually pretty clean on the mic as well. So it's not like he's bad.
Yeah, no,
And
he's
then
he's not the greatest, but he's good.
compared to some of the wrestlers we see nowadays,
Yeah.
he's
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. We'll get to people like that in a minute. What else was another thing? Of course, Bray Wyatt and his promo. Everybody,
yeah. That was a great again. Bray Wyatt has built this match by himself, and he's doing a hell of a job with, especially this latest promo. Just you could tell he's so invested in his character, and that's what makes him like that much more appealing in his matches and his feuds. That much more appealing because he's so invested into it. And the the promo he cut saying that he's the new face of fear, and he's gonna he's gonna give the Undertaker his final sentence. It's just magic. It's magic on the mic, and I'm so looking. That match is weirdly enough, that's one of the matches I'm most looking forward to, and all it's really been is Bray Wyatt, which is it's just him talking, and it's got me that much more excited for that match.
yeah. I would say that would be the real main event if it wasn't for the curiosity that I have as far as what direction they're gonna go with the championship match. If that wasn't such a weird mystery, I would say that the only thing I would really care for would be Bray Wyatt and Undertaker first, Triple H Sting second, and then everything else would just be like, okay. just make it entertaining. But
That's so true. That's the same as me with the championship match. It's just curiosity. Like I just want to know what direction they're going to take, and it's more interesting because as I tagged you in on Twitter when Brock Lesnar re-signed with the WWE, it adds like a whole new look to this Mania.
Yeah, because he didn't just re-sign; he re-signed for 3 years, so he's going to be around for a minute. So we don't know where this can go, and I'm sure he's going to have probably a similar schedule, but is he going to wrestle more or not? I'm thinking maybe he'll wrestle more. This is where, like, again, it gets intriguing because so many possibilities now could come out of this, and they could go into so many directions now that he's secure, and they don't have to worry about him leaving. It's going to be really, really interesting, but we'll get more into that later. But otherwise, I thought the last Raw was kind of a waste. They tried to build up the ladder match. I don't like Daniel Bryan losing to Dolph Ziggler.
Especially because it's not the first time either. Previously, I think the last time they faced, he lost the exact same way. It's just like Dolph Ziggler, great wrestler as he is, he's known as a glorified jobber basically, and to have him just running over the top of Daniel Bryan week after week, it's just like, I understand you want to give back to Dolph Ziggler, but that's not the way. You can't just let him walk all over the guy that was the World Heavyweight Championship at last WrestleMania just a year ago.
Right. And remember, he never lost the championship. No one beat him for the championship. He had to give it up. And now you have him fighting for a championship that you guys haven't cared about in such a long time. It scares me to think that they might do something that's going to bury Daniel Bryan, but I'm not going to go into details. I'll save some of that too. Also, didn't like the Divas setup. Thought it was kind of cheesy how they were trying to set up the strife between AJ and Paige over that match. I mean, it was a cool match, but the whole way they've been executing this tag team, I'm good without it.
I think the problem with the Divas thing is that at WrestleMania it should be Nikki putting the title on the line. It should not be Nikki teaming up with her sister to take on AJ and Paige. Like,
right?
What is that? Why is that even a thing? Why when they come back, the first thing AJ wants to do when she returns is get in a tag team?
Yeah, because
like why doesn't she want the belt?
There's a tag title on the line, so. And most of the matches should all be titles, to be quite honest. I mean, there's always going to be one or two. But, yeah, this, I guess they just wanted to put their 4 biggest female stars in the mix at once. I don't know. It's just really haphazard.
Granted, the match itself will probably be, I reckon, short. I know the way it's going that they got the whole strike now at the end, because at the end of the match, the Divas match, where it was like Paige and AJ brawling, just gonna be, that's the only thing I'm interested to see what they do in terms of that, because there's no way, unless they have them on the pre-show or something, come together and work it out. I'm not sure, but see, that's my problem too with, for those of you that didn't know, the Battle Royal, well, the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial thing has been moved to the pre-show, and that's just like, I think that should have opened WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I actually like that opening WrestleMania.
Yeah, I do too, but I guess they had to dump it to make sure they gave enough space for I guess like the Divas match and the Randy Orton Seth match, I guess.
I forgot about that match.
Yeah, it is kind of buried in there. I mean, to be fair, there are going to be a lot of matches that are going to take probably quite a bit of time, and they're going to probably want to build. And I guess that was the sacrificial lamb, the battle royal, on top of
Yeah.
the tag team titles, which is sad in itself. But yeah. Oh, and by the way, Snoop, really Snoop. The Hulk Hogan. No.
That bit was a bit cringeworthy. Just watching that happen, I was just like,
yeah. And it's sad because the last few weeks they've been bringing people on and all this. This is like, come on, y'all are really killing me with this stuff. But whatever. Raw is over. We are now, right at the, doorstep of WrestleMania. Less than 2 days to go. So hopefully, what we're about to talk about now won't piss us off as much as I think it will come this Sunday. But let's just go ahead and get right into WrestleMania. Which match do you want to? Do you want to just go ahead and do the pre?
Yeah. I think we'll start with the pre-show. Which, to be fair, the pre-show, I'm gonna have to watch it because I do want to see how where the tag team titles go, and I'm quite interested in the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial. So I'll probably watch it, but I'm probably going to have to mute the TV so I don't have to listen to Booker T ramble on for like 10 hours. Because I know he loves to talk. He doesn't mind chatting.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. Well, let's just do the tag match first. So further burying the tag titles and making them as insignificant as possible, they now have Cesaro and Kid defending their titles against the New Day, Los Matadores, who seem to always creep into these fatal. How are these dudes getting these opportunities? I just don't understand it. They're always finding themselves in these matches. Like, couldn't you use the Ascension? Hell, couldn't you use primetime players? You buried the Ascension again this week with primetime players. Put them in there. Why is Los Matadores in this mix? I'm not understanding that at all. And of course, Usos.
See, this is where this match is kind of interesting. Like, not interesting, but kind of weird because we know it's WrestleMania and Rikishi's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. So a lot of people are just going to straight suggest that the Usos should pick up the win, celebrate on the same night. But because it's the pre-show, and at the same time, it doesn't really mean... Pre-show really doesn't mean anything. Yeah. I have a feeling that it's going to be something stupid, and I have a weird feeling, I don't know why, but I don't want the New Day to win, but it kind of feels like they're going to pick up a sneaky pin or something. But overall, this match, especially with the Los Matadores, how they got in is beyond me.
Yeah, that's just totally weird. See, and this is my problem, is that for me, you can't take the titles off of Cesaro and Kid just yet. They need to be able to run with these for a little while. I would like to see them hold them at least until SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's true though. Like they've just built this tag team up. It's actually going pretty well, but it's just WWE like hit the panic button all the time so quickly, and I really hope that they can stick by Cesaro and Kid past WrestleMania. If the Los Matadores win this match, I won't watch Raw the following week.
Oh God! First of all, I'm just going to say this outright. I'm just going to start my prediction now. There's no way in hell that the Los Matadores is winning this. They're in there just to fill the spot, maybe to give you a little bit of high moments, give you a little bit of cheesiness with El Torito, things like that.
Yeah.
Give you his like little moment and all of that. There's no way they're winning. They're not. The fact that they're in this match is a slap in the face to anybody else who they have as tag teams in WWE. I mean, again, you built the Ascension up to be monsters, and then you squashed them with primetime players. Since primetime players seems to be the only people to beat them, why not put primetime players in there? You know, they never got the push that they deserved when they were a tag team, in my opinion. Anyway, so
Yeah.
now would be a good time to at least try to give them some recognition. Um, New Day. So this is the thing with the New Day. I like all three wrestlers, but for them to give them the title would be a clear sign that Vince is really, really trying to push this gimmick, and he's trying to force us to like it, and it's just going to be a disaster if they win it. If they win the titles, it's not going to be received well. They're going to get pretty much booed everywhere they go because nobody likes the gimmick. It's not that they don't like the wrestlers. They just don't like the gimmick. And
Yeah.
pretty much next pay-per-view, what's the next pay-per-view?
Extreme Rules? Is it? Is Extreme Rules after WrestleMania?
Yeah, so they'll drop the titles to like the Usos or somebody, or back to Cesaro Kid as soon as the next pay-per-view comes. In fact, they probably wouldn't even keep it to the next pay-per-view. They probably would end up losing the titles on Raw or something like that. So yeah, that's not gonna work. Of course, the Usos getting it is because the Usos always get the title these days. I still find it funny they only had it twice though. But
I think it's because when they hold it for ages.
yeah,
They're holding it for quite a long time, so we see them as champions all the time, but they're not really losing it. So
yeah.
my prediction for this match, like just going straight to the prediction part, is I personally think Tyson Kidd and Cesaro will retain.
Yeah, I do too. I think they're gonna let them keep the belts. They're gonna figure out a way to even if it's cheating, and the Usos are gonna be involved in the end. I'm pretty sure they're gonna find some way to job the Usos out of it, which I'm fine with. Because again, they need to keep the belts for a while. Let them have a nice run. And then WWE, please, for the love of God, start making tag teams matter, please. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I should be happy to see that people like the Los Matadors are getting chances because at least you're trying to make it a legitimate tag team type of thing. I just don't like the gimmick. That's the problem with this. They have two gimmicks in here that no one likes.
So the other thing keeping Los Matadores anywhere relevant is that little bull thing.
Yeah, basically.
Just because of his ability. He's actually pretty that's what I'm looking for. He's pretty quick, and just the moves he can do is actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
that's it. They get that little cheesy pop from him. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. Epico and Primo have just never been able to get over with people, even though they've had belts.
That's true. So that match, I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see, but it kind of feels like a match that was just kind of shoveled together, just in an attempt to kind of give these tag teams something to do at Mania.
Yeah, basically, pretty much.
We'll move to the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial that's going to be on the pre-show, surprisingly. And I've heard rumors that apparently Sheamus might return. Yeah, and come out at WrestleMania to enter this.
Wouldn't surprise me. I also heard that apparently there was something they did on NXT where they had a slot. I haven't watched NXT this week. I need to. Apparently they did something to give people a slot, and I think the rumor was that Finn Balor might be in it.
Oh yeah, that explains the photo I've seen with him and Paul Heyman.
Yeah, the rumor is they did some type of match or tournament on NXT to see who would be the NXT entrant, and Finn Balor apparently got it. So I think that would be really, really cool to see him. It's just unfortunate that he's not going to get to be seen on the main pay-per-view, whereas, I think most people who are going to watch the pay-per-view are going to have WWE Network, but there's still people out there who still buy pay-per-views, independently, who don't want to have a subscription to WWE Network. So those people are going to miss out on the opportunity to actually see Finn Balor unless they're going to put the pre-show on that package with it.
Yeah, I in a way, I kind of, if Sheamus is to return, we can almost guarantee he's going to win the Battle Royal, and the
I don't think
Memorial
so.
Battle Royal.
I honestly don't think so. I think if he shows up, he's just going to cause trouble. But I don't think if he comes in and he wins it, it's not going to be right because there's a lot of people in that battle royal who they can give an opportunity to actually be put on notice. It's kind of like when Cesaro won it. When Cesaro won it, it gave him a little more recognition at the time.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the list now. No, it's not Finn Balor. It was Hideo Itami. He's going to be in it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, which is cool too because he's really, really good.
Yeah. In terms of people winning, I mean, you always go for the bigger men. Like, I know Mark Henry entered himself in. I know the Big Show and Kane are in. Who else? Ryback's obviously going to be one of the favorites. But you've got like Curtis Axel, the Miz and Miz. See, for me, if Sheamus, I honestly think if Sheamus is to return, he'll win. It won't be right. It probably won't. Like, there's so many other superstars that could go with it, but it kind of fits Sheamus's description if he just returns and just wins something big like that.
I guess I still don't want him to win it. Like, god damn it, no.
But because that's just speculation of him returning and not actual confirmed, I personally think that next in line other than that would be Ryback.
Honestly, you know who I want to win? Only two people on this. Like, I know Hideo Itami wouldn't win because he's just there just to be, get an appearance and get people familiar with him, so that once they finally bring him up, that would be cool. But no,
Mizdow?
well, of course, Mizdow. That would be awesome to that would be a good place to finally, completely separate him from the Miz and let him go do his thing. Although I would rather it be on a grander stage, or maybe this will be the moment before the moment at Extreme Rules where they wrestle and he beats the hell out of the Miz, or something like that. And of course, Curtis Axel.
You would want Curtis Axel to win?
Of course, I want Curtis Axel to win.
It'd be a very interesting win.
Get his revenge. Remember, last Battle Royal he was in, he never had a chance to get in.
He never got.
Yeah. This is his WrestleMania moment.
That's it, but I think, personally, the things you can lock in this Andre the Giant Battle Memorial is Mizdow will eliminate the Miz. I have a strong feeling that this is where that tag team or whatever they're trying to... I don't even know what they're trying to make it anymore. It's not really a tag team. It's just kind of like the Miz needs someone to keep him relevant.
Yeah.
But, yeah, with that match, I think Mizdow will eliminate the Miz. And then... do you know they do that dodgy thing where, like, someone that gets eliminated goes in and eliminates the person that eliminated them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I'm
gonna do.
Yeah.
No, don't do that to the Mizdow.
That's just how I feel. It's that. But honestly, unless see, Mark Henry would be another nice choice because I loved Mark Henry when he was champion. I thought that was awesome. But I know that he's never going to have that push again unless the two belts split. I can't really see the WWE really going hard out to put him back on top.
Yeah, I still wish you would have beat Cena. God damn it.
So I'm gonna lock in Ryback. I think that's my go-to man for this.
Yeah, cause see, I mean, looking at this list of course, there's gonna be more people in it, but looking at the starter list, no Heath Slater, Connor Victor's not gonna get a chance. Tommy's gonna probably have like a really good, cool moment, but yeah, he's out of there. Kane and Big Show, they're pretty much gonna eliminate each other, because they've been having this this fight for the longest. And I guess they're going to be mixing it up with Ryback and Rowan. Maybe that's what they're going to do, since if Sheamus comes back, have him be like in final two against Ryback. And oh, Jesus.
The memorial, the Battle Memorial is just, right now, it's just in complete shambles. It's just all over the place. There's so many people that can win at the same time. There's so many people you don't want to win. And, Jesus.
Who am I gonna pick for this? Shit, you got Ryback. I mean, look at this. Zack Ryder, really? Heath Slater, really? Come on, really? I feel like this is just the thank you for being in the WWE. We know we don't give you any type of opportunities at all. So here's some work for you, and here's a nice.
That is for Zack Ryder. That is exactly what it is. The man gets like 2 screen appearances a year.
Yeah, exactly. And we won't see him again until next year's Royal Rumble, I'm sure. Oh my God. Fuck it. I'm going with Curtis Axel.
I'm going with the Axeman.
Yes, Axelmania. I'm going with Axelmania. Even though I know he's not going to win it, I'm still going with Axelmania. God damn it.
It's funny we went with Rybaxel.
That's true. I forgot about that. He was a Paul Heyman guy. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm going with Axel because at the end of the day, none of this shit's really going to matter, because they had an opportunity of taking that and pushing Cesaro. They didn't do really much with them until they finally put him with Tyson Kidd. Oh, it's going to be the same thing for whoever wins this. It's not going to do shit for him. So, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's true. So now we can move to the main show, and this is where stuff starts to get a little bit more interesting. Yeah. Well, we'd hope so, because this is where the big matches are at, the ones that we've been waiting to see. So,
right.
I don't think... I don't know the order in terms of matches, but
yeah, let's do like we normally do. Least interested to most interested.
Alright, well then, I'm going to start with the Bellas versus Paige and...
You read my mind, Pete.
AJ. So that for me is, off the top of my head, that's the least interesting match coming in at WrestleMania. And that match, what does it do for anyone? Nothing.
Yeah, no. It's not going to help the Divas division at all. I don't know where... at best, it's going to set up another Paige
Nikki
match if they lose.
Oh, yeah.
Falling out. So, and yeah, for the Bellas, nothing here.
Part of me wants Brie to turn on Nikki or something, at least, just so we don't have to get stuck in a Divas tag team division when there's no belt. Like, Nikki can't just hold that belt for the fun of it.
Yeah, no, she needs to totally get rid of that belt. I'm tired of seeing her fake boobs on TV, to be quite honest.
With that said, that match, I don't think there's much you can really talk talk about. Jesus. See, I'm just gonna say, just because of the moment, I think Paige and AJ will win.
I'll go with that because I think they're. I agree. Only because I think that the drama between them, I think it's a false build. At least for this match, I think eventually, they'll both get an opportunity for the title. Maybe a fatal 3-way or something like that. But yeah, I don't see the Bellas winning. I mean, if they win, okay. Again, what the hell is this doing for them? It's just a waste. I'm going with Paige and AJ too. I think we talked long enough about. At least we pretended to care. That helped. Yeah.
No, that's so true. But alright. So next match in terms of my excitement level is I'd say the United States Championship match. Like for me, it's. I feel like we're going into Fastlane when it comes to this matchup. That's exactly how it feels. I feel like nothing changed.
It's funny because I think this is one of the more important matches, at least in comparison to the Intercontinental title. I do think that the Intercontinental holds a lot more personal weight for me because of who's in it. So yeah, we should talk about the Rusev Cena one next. I agree.
Oh, actually, before we discuss that, I totally skipped over a match, and that's the Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton, because that match to me, I think with everything going on, they kind of just the build to that match is just kind of it's been pretty weak in my eyes.
Yeah. The best moment was when he beat the hell out of Seth. Finally, I thought
Yeah,
that was
like
great. But other than that, it's just like, okay, you can't keep having them fight and fight and fight and doing the stupid stuff with J&J Security week in, week out. Because now you're devaluing. There's no real build up to this match because we've seen it. This confrontation way too much in the ring.
yeah, no, that's exactly it. So that match for me just it's kind of at the point where it's just like it's cool because you knew that Seth Rollins had to be at WrestleMania.
Right.
And the only thing that interests me about that match is Seth is literally just Seth Rollins and his stupid his stupid briefcase.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't know what he neither. I mean, I guess this if Randy wins, it helps build his appeal with the crowd because he's been kind of moving towards that in between guy, not really a heel, not really a face. It's like that anti-hero type thing. So that would help push him further into the anti-hero way of things. Does really nothing really for Seth, except for I guess giving him a win. Because when's the last time Seth won a match on a pay-per-view? I guess Hell in the Cell when Bray Wyatt helped him cheat.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, that's the thing at the end of the day when you're a heel. Usually, besides Lesnar, most of them just get pinned. Or they
Yeah,
win dirty.
Lesnar and Rusev are the only heels that I know that
Oh,
win
yeah,
consistently.
that's it. So, with that match, once again, like, for me, it's really just giving, the feud was, it was a good feud, but it's just come at the wrong time. I think my mind's just not focused on it. Like you can only take in so many matches that really mean something. That match just kind of, any other pay-per-view, that would have been a great match, I reckon. Any other pay-per-view, but with the other matches that are in the way for me personally, I just have no, like, desperation to watch it. That's why I've put it so low. But in terms of a winner, uh, I don't know. I feel like Randy Orton's gonna win.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna give it to Randy. Because, like I said, I mean, at this point, Seth, he really doesn't get anything except for a victory out of this. Because he's still important. The fact that he still has that briefcase still makes him important. So he can eat a lot of losses because that briefcase is still sitting there for him to have like that one huge moment. So
Yeah, that's it. At the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that he's just the Money in the Bank winner. So that belt means everything. It's basically like he's Bray Wyatt without the promo skills. Like Bray Wyatt loses all the time, but he still means something.
right.
Seth Rollins is the exact same. It would make more sense for Orton to win and get a push than
Yeah.
for Rollins to win and
Also, I
really.
thought about this too. I would rather not have Rollins win in the fact that if Rollins win, that means this feud's going to be extended. At least until Extreme Rules. So, do we really want to continue this feud? Because it's getting really, really close. I mean, after Extreme Rules is Money in the Bank. Seth needs to cash that thing in.
Yeah, it would make sense though for Orton to win because Orton wins. You got Seth Rollins taking a loss, but then maybe a cash in later in the night.
Right.
To make up for that loss.
Right. Like get that out of the way so he can move on to the more important things. Because he's coming up on losing that briefcase now. It's almost been a year exactly.
I really, really, really hope that they don't like do one of those things where it's like he's only got like a certain amount of time to cash in the Money in the Bank, where they have like a countdown, and then he ends up like happening to have to like basically just come in at a random time or something. Just something stupid like that where it's like they ran out of time or he's about to run out of time, so he just cashes it in and has a normal match.
Yeah. They're going to have to figure that one out. His cash in, yeah. And so, I don't know. Yeah, I picked Randy Orton too, but I'll have to think on the Seth Rollins cash in now because they kind of put themselves in a weird spot with that again.
It's a very sensitive topic in terms of the WWE because that cash in does a whole lot. It means everything to Seth Rollins and where he's going to be in the future, and what their plans are, and it means a lot in terms of the Money in the Bank because if he loses, that means him and I think Sandow was the other champion, wasn't he? That lost.
It's Sandow as of now. Sandow and I think Mr. Anderson are the only two people to ever cash in and not win it.
You can't add Rollins to that list, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But we'll see how the WWE proceed. Now we can move on to that United States Championship match.
Right.
And it's weird because Lana isn't there now. Like, that was weird.
That is the stupidest scheduling I've ever seen in my life. Why would you even... I mean, I guess they could play he's upset at her for giving Cena the match, and that's why he doesn't want her there angle. But it's the stupidest scheduling. Why would you send her to do a movie during WrestleMania?
Is that what they've done?
She's shooting a movie. That's why she's not there. She's shooting a damn WWE movie.
It doesn't make sense. Well, I don't know. WWE do some weird things at times that leave me scratching my head, and this right now, just absolutely no exception. For me, this match, Cena's doing all right to build it. I mean, especially because he's putting a bit of, like, at least they're somewhat putting a bit of weight behind the belt. But funnily enough, on Raw, after Rusev, like, finished his match with Jack Swagger and he was doing the accolade, and then he ended up beating up John Cena. Did you notice he walked away with the flag but forgot the United States Championship belt? And then he came back to beat up Cena again, and then he realized that he needed to get that belt. That shows how much that belt means to anyone. It's just simply overlooked. But it was good when the flag...
You grab that first and foremost. That's my belt. That's my title.
Yeah, you see, like, even though Barrett's not the best one to look at, but you see whenever he finishes the match or whenever he sees that Intercontinental Championship belt, he just reaches for it.
Right.
What is that thing, like a watch?
That's funny. Yeah. I mean, this is good for WWE. This match is good for WWE because it's another opportunity to kind of separate Cena from the big picture and hopefully open things up for more people. And that's the only thing about this matchup that makes me excited. Like, it made me excited, of course, for Payback. It was good to see an opportunity where Cena gets someone over, and this would be even better, a better opportunity to get Rusev over, and build in a good reason as to not possibly see Cena at Extreme Rules. He can take time off to think about things. He's in, again, Flying Modem's plan is kind of coming into fruition, and it's working beautifully because it's separating him. And it's like Stone Cold said on his podcast. I listened to that this week, and he was like, the best thing would be for Cena to lose as well because this guy's always there. He's always in the picture. He's always front and center, and everybody's just hating Cena because he's always the man. He's always getting the nod above everybody else. Now you take him away, it brings up the whole scenario where people might end up missing Cena because when you get too much of something, you find it hard to care about it, and that's where John Cena is at, to be quite honest. Too much damn John Cena. We've been overdosed on John Cena. So now take him out for a month or two, and then have him have a triumphant comeback before SummerSlam, maybe, or something like that. But you can give other people a slot on pay-per-view to do stuff. You know what I mean?
For me with that, if Cena was to leave, get some time off, Rusev would have to do something. Like the build they'd have to do in terms of getting Rusev to make that look kind of realistic, Rusev would have to do something extremely dirty as a heel. Rusev needs this win more than Cena needs it, definitely. But it doesn't feel like John Cena's... I don't feel like Rusev's going to win. Like, going into this match, I don't even consider Rusev, like... I see this match as Cena's basically won, and the United States Championship is really the way Cena's looking... WWE themselves are looking as Cena's ticket back in, as using that as, like, he saved America.
Yeah, and it's not going to work. Because we're all used to the Super Cena thing. You know what I mean? It's like you've played the Super Cena card too much. It would help to let him go out on a bit of a low note and just chill, relax.
It would be better if, hypothetically, you'd need Rusev to win dirty and then, like, beat him up after the match or something. Yeah. And then Cena's gone for a while, and then he can come back and do whatever he has to do. But for now, going into WrestleMania, I'm not gonna. I can't sway my decision. I honestly think that John Cena will win. I don't see Rusev picking up the win and retaining.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with Rusev because I think it's, to quote Triple H, it's what's best for business. And yeah. I think it opens up a lot of opportunities, which I'm not going to talk about now because it just hit my mind at the opportunities that it opens up with Rusev winning for the rest of the roster. It actually builds a more compelling situation once Cena takes this L and steps aside. So I'm going with Rusev.
Yeah, no, that's all right. So we'll move to the Intercontinental Championship match now. And this one I'm actually looking forward to, even though I think it's a bit odd that Daniel Bryan's there. I don't
Yeah,
know why I
Daniel
find that
Bryan
so weird.
should be in this match. He should have a bigger match.
But overall, I'm actually like genuinely excited for the thought of even for me, Dean Ambrose should win this match. Should I really want him to? Dean Ambrose looks like the guy that he just fits the spot so perfectly right now. The way he's been basically they've built him around the Intercontinental Championship. You already see him holding the belt. Like I've seen that since the day he pushed for Bad News Barrett's title, and I think it's a bit weird how R-Truth got in. No one knows how R-Truth got in.
Yeah. Going back to the Dean Ambrose thing, this is one of the problems I have with this match because didn't it look like at first they were building to a Dean Ambrose Wade Barrett showdown where Dean was going to take the belt off of Wade? It was just going to be a straight up match.
Yeah.
At first, and then all of a sudden, you got R-Truth showing up and stealing the belt after Dean steals the belt. Then all of a sudden, Luke Harper shows up to steal the belt, and you got all four of them going through that. Then all of a sudden, Dolph decides he wants to be in this, and then Stardust decides he wants to be in this, and then Daniel Bryan all of a sudden, I want an opportunity for this. Like, what? It just all came about such a weird way to me.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. It just felt crazy, but
Oh, I think Pete got kicked for a second. Well, our first show back, so I'm not surprised that we don't have a little bit of complications, people. So I guess I'm gonna have to just give my opinions really quick. Hopefully, Pete will come back really soon, and we can continue this show without having. Ah, there you go.
I have no idea what happened
I was about to go into stretch mode for a second. Thankfully, he came back.
there. No, that's,
What were you saying?
I said what I'm trying to say is just it's really emphasized how important that Intercontinental Championship is now. Like just having so many superstars, like you see the array of talent that is there to go for that title, and how they haven't been being used. Like it's almost like that Intercontinental Championship wasn't used, but yet they had all this talent that could have been fighting for it this whole time. It's not like the wrestlers in there are bad either. Like, with the exception of R-Truth, every other wrestler in that match is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, did R-Truth ever hold the Intercontinental title?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's been a tag team champion, and that's about it.
Yeah, because I think outside of Ambrose, him, and Bryan, everybody in here has held it. You had Kobe, sorry, not Kobe, Cody. I don't know why I called him Cody. Cody, who, like you said, had the last, most significant run with the belt. Dolph, who had a pretty decent run. Luke, who was okay with it.
Luke was the thing we ended up finding out about Luke was really he was just a filler.
Yeah, that was just a filler. And like Wade Barrett, who's the ultimate title filler. So you've had a bunch of people who've held the title. You have a couple of people who are fan favorites, and then I guess R-Truth is the comic relief of this whole situation.
So what we have to remember going into this is that Wade Barrett is a five-time Intercontinental Champion. But
Jeez.
never would have guessed it, but it turns out he is.
Yeah. So I mean, there's some depth to this match. It has this depth. See, this is my second problem. Of course, is Daniel Bryan being in this. Of course, because
It feels like a waste.
yeah, because again, as we stated, this dude never lost a title. He was the unified champ. He was the man. He got hurt. He had to drop it. And he's never even come close to getting an opportunity to fight for his belt. And now he's been put in a situation where not only is he not contending for the title he never lost, but he's contending for a title in a match full of mid-carders for the most part. Some who shouldn't be mid-carders, because Dean Ambrose should not be a mid-carder at all. He should be one of the people in the mix, and that's why they need to separate the titles again. Because if he's not going to go for the main title, he should be at least gunning for the World Heavyweight title. But, you know, he's in the mix with a bunch of people who will never get an opportunity to be WWE champ. And he was WWE champ. So, yeah, it just devalues him, and they could put him in a position where he'll be jobbing out to a bunch of mid-carders. My third problem, of course, being that they pretty much derailed your whole Cody Goldust thing for no reason at all for this.
Yeah, that actually did take a swing and a miss at some of the matches I had in store for WrestleMania, but I don't know. This match has its perks and its negatives. Like, at the end of the day, I want and I think Dean Ambrose will win, but at the same time, I think to myself, like, realistically, Daniel Bryan has to win. Because for him to lose means he's losing to, like you said, mid table. If he's meant to prove that he's some top superstar, he can't. Surely not. He can't lose to Ziggler, then lose to Ziggler again, and then follow it up by losing at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's coming from the man that won last year's WrestleMania, a match
He
against.
Just win it. He went through hell to get that belt, and he did it. And now he's gonna lose in this type of match? Really?
The WWE will have some explaining to do come the end of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, for me personally, I think Dean Ambrose will win. I already see Dean Ambrose as the Intercontinental Champion. I think he just fits the role brilliantly.
Yeah, I could go with Dean Ambrose. Pretty much there's only three people who are going to win this. It's either Ambrose, Ziggler, or Bryan. And here's my thing. If Bryan wins it, good. He'll put a little shine on the Intercontinental title. And hopefully that'll, make this a much more competitive situation for that title. But I still don't think he's going to win. The benefit of him not winning is that, and this is where I was saying the whole Cena scenario losing kind of makes a great opportunity, because now, with the U.S. title pretty much being the second highest belt, you could at least put Daniel Bryan against Rusev and have him be the man to take Rusev out. Because remember, Rusev has never been pinned or submitted. He's only been disqualified. So he's, in effect, never lost. And it would be a good story to have Daniel Bryan take him out at Extreme Rules or Money in the Bank, one of those two. Like, build a feud with them. That, I think, would work in Bryan's favor because I don't know how serious the WWE is about the Intercontinental Belt, to be quite honest. So,
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing. Like, come after WrestleMania, it's the same with the United States Championship though. Like, I mean, Rusev's he's having his moments, but he's not really like saying like he's building himself up. It's not like he's using the belt as any reference.
yeah,
But
no,
I
because
mean,
I mean, look at the people who he's built off. I mean, Cena is pretty much the biggest build I think he's had in his run. For the most part, it's just been multiple matches with Swagger, multiple matches with Big E, multiple matches with Mark Henry and Big Show, things like that. He hasn't necessarily been having these huge title moments, and that's why I think it would be good for them to have him beat Cena. That gives him another high moment. Then have him feud with Bryan for a couple of moments, and have Bryan eventually take it off him. If you're not going to put Bryan in the like big belt picture anytime soon.
yeah. So in terms of that, the ladder match, who do you think will win?
I I gotta go with Ambrose too. Ziggler is the dark horse, but I think it has to be either Ambrose or Bryan, and I just don't think they're gonna give it to Bryan. So I guess I'll go with Ambrose. I mean, I would like Dean to get a good run, and hopefully this will be a more how can I say this, a more visual run, and compared to his run with the U.S. Championship. A lot of people don't realize that I think he had the longest U.S. Championship run in history,
Yeah, actually,
and it didn't feel like it at all.
that's because he didn't defend it.
Exactly. So
I think
hopefully this will be a
he
fighting
held
champion type thing.
that's what I want him to be, and I think he like I said, he fits the role of a champion. And I think that Intercontinental Championship, if he takes it, starts to mean something, and that can do a lot for his career in the long run. Having this Intercontinental Championship run, and it'll give him a few great feuds in the process, because matches with him and Cody Rhodes, well, Stardust hopefully goes back to Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
That would be good. Him and Ziggler would be good. Again, say Bray Wyatt was to come down and have a few matches there for the Intercontinental Championship. Again, good. Just a lot of great matches can be had with Dean Ambrose as your champion.
Yeah, just start feeding him top people to fight. Don't
That's
just,
it.
Yeah.
We'll move to the next match, and the next match in my mind is Sting versus Triple H, and I think I left the main event to the actual WrestleMania main event just out of. I think it's curiosity that makes that match
Yeah, it definitely does make that the most compelling.
But talking Sting versus Triple H, I'm just excited to see Triple H back in the ring, to be honest. At the same time, I'm excited to see Sting.
Yeah, I mean, even though Sting is like, geez, damn near 60, if you're a wrestling fan, you still kind of get hyped for Sting, because Sting was just one of those figures that a lot of us always have been a fan of, especially once he started doing the Crow Sting. So it's cool to see Sting in the ring. It's a really, really good bit of nostalgia. I'm curious to see how well he's going to work in the ring as well.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's another big point that has to be made. I think he'll still be good in the ring. Like I have a feeling the match is going to be highly entertaining, and it should have twists and turns. Obviously, I think everyone can agree with Sting's going to win this. Like, for me, that I feel like it's kind of a no-brainer. Triple H has the matches. I think he still enjoys getting a bit of ring work in.
Yeah.
But honestly, I really don't think that brings Sting back to lose. Or, like, get Sting in and have him lose.
Yeah, it makes no sense to do that. You know, he already said that he may do a couple, 2, 3 matches. So yeah, he comes in, he gets this win, give him his next big match, maybe lose that, and then send him off with the win or something. But this is not the time to have him lose. He can't lose this match. It's going to be a great match, though. I think it's going to be a really, really great match between the two. They've been working on this for months. I think they're going to put on a hell of a show, and I'm really curious to see the intro. You heard the rumors about Triple H's intro, right?
No, I haven't.
Yo, you haven't. Apparently,
He's gonna
he
be
has
the
some
fool.
type of deal, and it's going to be. I think it's actually supposed to be sponsored by the studio, but he's doing the Terminator Genesis intro.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I cannot wait to see that. If that's true, I can't wait to see it.
We're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah,
Definitely
hopefully
gonna
he
have to
does the
wait and see.
Terminator intro because that would be phenomenal. I mean, last year's intro was dope as hell. His WrestleMania intros over the last few years have been ridiculous. So
I agree. I can't disagree because literally last year was awesome. Even when we found out that little fun fact that it was actually Charlotte and stuff.
yeah, it was like
But,
Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Alexis Bliss as the ring girls.
and you're like, what? Just like you just don't believe it. But the match itself, that is one of the matches I'm definitely looking forward to. And now we can talk. But I think 99% of people that look for podcasts on WrestleMania or talking of WrestleMania will all want to hear the view on the whole the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match, because this match is going to be enormous.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's save that for last. Let's do the one that I'm most excited. I want to do the Bray one because I'm so excited for that.
So that's why I kind of, like, in a way, I kind of wanted to leave that one for the end, just because of the fact that I'm like really hyped for it. But yeah, okay. So talking that match, the build's been incredible. I don't think we can ever question Bray Wyatt's building. His ability to build a match is second to none right now. Like, the only other one that could build a match better is Paul Heyman, and that's him building for someone else, not himself. This is Bray Wyatt is very near complete, like a complete superstar. Like, in ring, he's good. On the mic, he's outstanding. He is almost complete, almost.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody with the only person who comes close to him right now, maybe Dean. As far as both, I mean, Daniel Bryan outdoes just about everybody when it comes to ring work, but his mic work isn't on their level.
Yeah, he's very, like,
He's
in the
cool.
nicest way.
Yeah.
In the nicest way for him, he's very average on the mic. He's just the typical.
He's just so likable that it's not a problem. He does. It's funny because he does what Roman Reigns doesn't. Is that he doesn't make a fool of himself on the mic. He just keeps it real, keeps it natural. He knows that he's not the greatest spokesman on the mic, so he doesn't try to do too much with it. He doesn't try to make you believe and buy into what he's saying. He just keeps it as honest and natural as possible, and then backs it up with his ring work. And that's what Roman Reigns doesn't do. He doesn't have any natural feel to his mic presence.
Yeah, no, that's so true. And the whole freaking Daniel Bryan thing that interests me when he's on the mic is that he actually, even though he's average, he kind of says the right things.
Right. You know,
it's just he's not personally like we can all agree he's just not I don't know, it's just weird. He's just, you look at him and you're like, he does everything in the ring that he doesn't really need to say much in person.
Yeah, he's just a lovable wrestler. He's just a
Yeah.
naturally lovable wrestler. Whereas people like, Bray Wyatt, he, even if you don't like his character, you can't help but to be enthralled by it because of the way he says things, the way he speaks. Like you said, he's so invested in the character that he has you like believing in him. He definitely
Yeah.
has a way with words.
And like we just keep repeating, the way he's been able to build this matchup on his own. On his own, he's made this a better. This is a better promo on his own than I have seen most wrestlers do with the help of someone big.
Right.
This is one of the better promos, and you can just. I think WWE had to. This match had to happen. It has to happen. Result-wise is funny though, because for me, it's either Undertaker's going out on a loss, but for me, I feel like Bray Wyatt should win. I want Bray Wyatt to win.
I do too.
I think it does a lot for his character, and it does a lot for him beating the Undertaker and sending the Undertaker out that way. The Undertaker's already lost once, so.
Yeah, they've already took the mystique off of the WrestleMania thing for the Undertaker, so I could see, and I could honestly see the Undertaker personally agreeing to like, yeah, let me give this kid a boost. And honestly, Undertaker can recover from this because I don't think this is his final match. I do think that he has one more big match coming somewhere. With who, when, I don't know. But I do think that he's not going to go out on a losing. I mean, I know it's a tradition a lot of times for wrestlers to leave on a losing match, but I don't think he's going to leave on a losing match. So I think whatever the result, if the result is him losing, he's going to come back and he's going to have like one of his best matches ever, win and ride off into the sunset. So that's where him losing here wouldn't bother me that much because I don't think it would be the last time we'll ever see the Undertaker in the ring.
Yeah.
That and Bray, they need to put Bray on that pedestal. He's done enough where he deserves now to be that quote unquote new face of fear, to be that like force that everybody's looking over their shoulder for. He needs to have a hell of a run.
He's at the top of his game right now. You are not going to get Bray in any better form than what he's in now. He needs to be rewarded for it. He needs to do something with it. WWE this needs to be the moment. It would honestly go a long way, but at the same time, I feel like they won't do it because they're going to keep it to one so that it's always known as Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar. That's just my personal feeling. I want Bray Wyatt to win, and I want him to do it at WrestleMania. I think, like I keep repeating, it will do so much for him. But I have to go with an Undertaker win. I can't see Undertaker going 30. What is he now? He was like 22 and
He's 21-1.
Oh yeah, so it'd be 21-2 if he lost, but he'll go 22-1 in my eyes.
So you're picking Undertaker?
Yeah, I gotta go with you.
I guess I'm gonna pick Undertaker too, only because it's WrestleMania and it's Undertaker. But Bray Wyatt winning would be an amazing thing. Honestly, though, either way, he's gonna put on an amazing match. It's gonna be a phenomenal show, and he's gonna win regardless. It's like he doesn't need a W to win in this scenario because he's done so much to build this, and that he's over. He's completely over. All they need to do is just put on a good match, I mean, he's completely over. You could, if you want to let him lose, let him lose. He's going to be running through people for the most part of this beginning half of the year. I think after this, regardless of the result.
Yeah, that's so true. So, looking forward to, I can't express how much I'm looking forward to that match. So, we'll finish off by talking about the main event. And
And I think it's only right that we put this match to last, to be quite honest, because it is for the what's supposed to be the biggest thing in WWE.
Yeah, Paul Heyman has done incredible during the time, like the last few weeks. Like, do you know what it is? It's like with Bray Wyatt, but then once they finish, you're kind of like, okay, so that was a good promo. With Paul Heyman, when he says something, you remember it. I remember him saying, it's like the right place, and then it was just like the wrong time. And then he said, "You're not gonna conquer my beast," and just stuff like that. He says like little things that just kind of like stick in your mind.
Yeah,
and it just makes you that much more invested in the match.
Yeah, he knows how to make you really feel stuff. Like, I still like the promo where he was talking about how Brock could take the belt, go to UFC, take that belt, and there's nothing that you guys can do about it because they'll have both belts. And he'll just when he said that, I was like, wow, he really went there. That, I mean, he knows how to, like, he just knows how to twist things and he really knows how to get you to like be like, God damn, I can't stand him, but God damn it, he's so good, you know. One of those.
That's the thing about him. He's so like, in a way he's kind of like annoying, but at the same time he's so good. It's like you hate him, but you can't. It's like you don't like him at times, but you can't hate him because of how he is.
Yeah, it's just like, you're such a dick, but God damn it, you're so cool. He's so great. He is so great. I wish he really needs to like get an extra paycheck, and he needs to get an extra paycheck to be a like teacher and how to be how to talk on the mic. He really does.
It's so true, but let's dissect the match. You got Brock Lesnar. The thing I'm most curious about, okay? You've had Reigns looking strong for so long. You've got Lesnar known to be strong. When they clash, I just don't know how it goes. Do they let Roman Reigns boss the match? Do they let Lesnar boss the match, or does it kind of like balance itself out?
It's gonna have to be a back and forth. I think best case scenario for WWE is that they're gonna have to have this be a good back and forth brawl. It's like two big, powerful men going at it. Like the whole tug of war thing at the end, that was so retarded. Of Wrestlemania, I mean, of Raw. I thought that was so damn retarded. To legitimately get Reigns over without giving him the belt and pissing off the whole world, he's going to have to like take Brock's best shot and not go down without a fight. He's going to have to be, it's going to have to be punishing. It's going to have to be a brutal match, and there's going to have to be some crazy stuff going on. I mean, they're going to have to pretty much beat each other into the ground to get Reigns a little bit over. You know, at least to give people some respect for him. But winning that match is not going to work at all, in my opinion. Reigns can't win that match. I still believe that. At this point, he can't win it.
See, I'm sticking, like a while ago, I said that basically Reigns turns heel and Heyman turns on Lesnar. And part of me thinks that could happen just because of how unpredictable it would be. But at the same time, this match, there's so many different directions. I feel like, to me, Reigns has to win. Like, just in terms of how the WWE has pushed him, it wouldn't make sense for him to lose. But at the same time, it's like Lesnar. How do you beat Lesnar?
And not at WrestleMania, of all places, the spot where he did the unthinkable. Now this young kid's gonna come and take out the 21 and 1. You know, like no.
But it would make for some interesting, like if hypothetically Heyman turns on Lesnar, I think it does a lot for the WWE. Like you still have, I guess in a way you'd still have, Brock Lesnar would still be around doing his own thing, come and go. It helps Reigns out a lot because he can't speak on the mic. But then again, Reigns seems too invested as a face to turn
Yeah,
out.
I mean he could go heel without Heyman. I could foresee a way of making him sort of a heel without turning with Heyman. Like the whole Seth Rollins cash in would play into that. Like perhaps he loses the match, and then Seth Rollins sneaks in and tries to cash in, and Brock's about to take him out, and then Reigns like does something to cheat Brock and give the title to Rollins, out of spite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Like at
I
the
get
end, you see
that.
Rollins come out and he looks like he's gonna cash, and like Brock's just sitting there waiting for him, and then Reigns just gets up and spears him or something like that, and takes him out, and lets Seth just go in and get the 1, 2, 3, and get the title just to like spite him or something like
Yeah,
that. I don't think it
no,
would be wise to separate Heyman from Brock because as likable as Brock is, Brock still kind of needs Heyman because again, it's just another situation where guy can't really talk, you know. And
yeah,
Heyman
no,
kind of makes the whole Brock thing work even better because he just builds him up. It's like before Brock shows up, Heyman already has everybody believing that this guy right here is the biggest force in wrestling. You don't want to fuck with him. And I don't know how well that would work with him just on his own because he's not going to be able to do a tenth of the job that Heyman does for him when it comes to the mic. So I don't know how that would work.
yeah. So I think this match will be incredible. Like, I just can't. No, just the build's been good. Kind of. It's like they've had it there, but they haven't gone too invested. I think that's the thing that's keeping everyone kind of skeptical because we haven't seen them lock up yet. Like they haven't had any like confrontation. Like besides on Raw where they were pulling the belt from each other, they haven't really engaged in any physical like.
They haven't really had any type of confrontation except for that one interview. And that's, yeah, so, yeah, but
So
I got Brock winning. I definitely had Brock winning this match.
I think I'm gonna have to go with. Shit, this is a hard one. I see both ends. I see how it works, but for me, I'm gonna go Roman Reigns. I just feel Roman Reigns has been built up too much to just kind of get nothing out of this WrestleMania. So I'll go Roman Reigns.
God
That
help us.
basically,
God help
that
us.
basically wraps it up. I mean, we'll have basically for everyone watching, we'll have basically, as soon as WrestleMania finishes, the 4-hour WrestleMania, may I add, a bit lengthy this year,
Right.
but after that finishes, we're just straight to the podcast. Hopefully, Modem's back on.
Yeah. Oh no, I've already talked to him. He's down. He's just waiting.
All right, so we're good. There are our predictions, really. I mean, there's not much we can really add on top of these.
Yeah.
We just look. Hopefully, it's a good WrestleMania, and hopefully, the kickoff show doesn't have too much Booker T.
Well, I mean, you're gonna get lots of Booker T. You don't have to worry about A-Rye anymore because he's now a wrestler again.
Oh dear God.
Hey, he looks good in the ring. I have to admit, he looked good in the ring. His 2 matches so far. A lot better than some people do. So, but just to recap the picks. So for tag team, we both got Cesaro and Kid, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the Andre the Giant. I go with Curtis Axel. You go with Ryback. For the Divas match, did you pick
We both
Paige?
Paige.
Yeah, we picked
We
both.
went Paige.
Yeah, we both picked Paige.
That's Rollins and Randy Orton. We both went with Randy Orton.
Yep.
Then the United States Championship match, you went with Rusev. I went with Cena. The Intercontinental Championship match, both went with Dean Ambrose. Sting vs Triple H, we both went with Sting. Bray Wyatt vs Undertaker, both went with The Undertaker. And then Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns main event. I went Roman Reigns, you went Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Yep. That's pretty much it. There anything else you want to speak about?
Not much really. I mean, just hope everyone enjoys this WrestleMania and looks forward to our post WrestleMania coverage.
Yeah. Pray for a good show and pray that we don't get too pissed off. Although being pissed off will make for a more entertaining post match show. So we're gonna head on out of here. Pete, go ahead and say your goodbyes to the people.
Thanks everyone for watching. Glad to be back. Getting ready for WrestleMania. In time for WrestleMania, might I add. And
Yep, we made it just in time. And again, thank you to everybody who supports the podcast. I appreciate all you guys constantly asking me, "Where's the podcast? Where's the podcast?" That shows that you guys really like it, and that means a lot to us. So we're glad that you have been wanting it, and we're glad to be back for you guys. And we will see you after WrestleMania. All right, we're out of here, everybody. Have a good one. Peace.